Welcome to another book review. Today we're reviewing Firepower by Paul Lockhart. Now, this book is, in my opinion, for a very precise audience that really cares about military science, military history, warfare, and weaponry specifically. And the main concepts of the book are how warfare how gunpowder and firepower in general as a military concept has truly changed the geopolitical as well as specifically the military sphere of the history. The book is called The Firepower, How Weapons Shaped Warfare. The author is Paul Douglas Lockhart. It's a military analysis book, The Evolution of Firepower, and it discusses how firepower gradually develops into making older technologies more obsolete, and how this gradual change of firepower as well as the cost of firepower has changed the fundamentals of geopolitical and power structures between states. The author gives quite a lot of detail into historical examples of how important the weaponry change made. Also, he gives great value to the concept that I also admire and use quite a lot, the concept of firepower, which I have a military video about, which is specifically about boom boom wins wars. The idea that a soldier would choose a firepower because of the fear and the devastation that that weapon will use over the actual practicality of the weapon. The author also goes into detail to analyze how the cost of war has massively shifted, and as that's creating a spam where the smaller a nation is, the harder it is to adapt and to defend itself, because of the cost of production for most advanced technologies becomes harder, and even more harder. This concept is pretty cool, but I might disagree with some small fundamentals behind it. The general book is divided in four periods, if I remember right, which covers the start, the collapse of the castles and the start of the firepower age, moving on to the era where firepower becomes way more prevalent, to the point of the 19th century when firepower gets increased enough and it's used in practicality in mobile warfare outside of siege warfare. And then he moves on to argue the massive explosiveness in the quantity of firepower through the era of the Franco-Prussian War and especially the First World War, and finally to the specialization of firepower when it comes to World War II, where mobility and integration of arms upgrades the quality of firepower without necessarily increasing the quantity of firepower, or rather, to make it way more simple, same amount of boom boom, but more precise boom boom and more easy to use boom boom. Nonetheless, much more expensive boom boom. Now, the book in general, the structure of the book is, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I would have given it more if it's for audience only for me, like for people that are really interested in warfare and really can understand the battles that the author refers to. So it's for the audience that's already experienced, I massively recommend this book. For the general audience that knows a bit of military history, it will find a bit hard at some points to understand where the author is, or get bored a bit when he comes to analyze the various types of muskets, buskiers, and so forth. And for the grander audience, I wouldn't recommend this book to begin with. Now, the depth and the accuracy is very high, although there are some cases of cherry picking, to be honest. I give the benefit of the doubt because the author has a very clear narrative that he's trying to show and to structure on his idea of development of warfare. So give him that. 8 out of 10 of the quality of the work. And the reason I give 8 and not a 9 is that bit of cherry picking for his examples. The narration is pretty brilliant and overall a great score of 8.2. It's a great book to read if you are a military enthusiast, if you love military history and you are really interested to it, then this book is for you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.